All right, Little Saints, and we'll be bringing them out here for, I guess, what we're calling like the post game wrap up area here in the I've dubbed it Dazzle Den South. But before we bring Little Saints out, I just wanted to let you know, obviously, my show Unsigned 518, every week I sit down with a artist in the 518 area. No genre specific. I try to, just like tonight, I try to keep everything multi-genre. But I sit down for a long-form interview. But I also have, and those episodes come out every Tuesday, but I also have a show called Unsigned 518's Weekend Spotlight. And what the Weekend Spotlight is it comes out on Thursdays, and it is a show that is relevant for what is happening that current weekend. So it focuses on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and sometimes things happen on Sunday in the area, and then play some music from the bands that we mentioned, and also Christian and Patrick of our band show contribute a segment every week. So every week you'll get to hear an artist that they've had on this show and hear a segment of the interview and hear a song. And it's, again, kind of a way to, I guess, bridge the gap between the scenes, because Albany's a little north of here, and we want to create I guess a bigger local scene. And recently I stepped away from hosting duties of the Weekend Spotlight. I'm still producing it. It's still an Unsigned 518 show, but I brought in my good friend BJ Schwinghammer, who is taking over hosting duties. So he is going to be the surrogate me. He'll be picking the music. He'll be doing the research, finding the shows, and bringing you all the great stuff every week. So on Unsigned 518's Weekend Spotlight can be found anywhere you listen to podcasts. So go check that out. And it looks like coming into Studio A, we have Little Saints. So why don't you come on over? Yay.
Yay!
Hello.
You did it.
That was a good high five.
Yeah, that was great.
Two good high fives in a row.
That was two good high fives, and I wasn't even looking on that one. So,
You didn't get the elbow?
no, it was just pure luck, But I guess I want to get a little bit of the post-mortem of the day, because obviously it was a very long day. It's a new experience, I think, for a lot of us to be in a television studio instead of in a bar or a music venue. So I guess tell me a little bit about how the day went for you.
Oh,
take it away.
Yeah. Right before we started, I was like, I looked over at Andy because everybody was like, "This is who you're looking at to do the countdown. This is what cameras you're looking at." And I looked at Andy and I was like, "This is so cool." And everybody's been absolutely wonderful, so nice and welcoming, and being like, "What do you need? Do you need anything?" There was homemade food and it was delicious. Yeah. It's been really awesome.
Yeah, seriously. Shout out to Christian and Patrick for staying up until 3 a.m. to cook a wonderful amount of Indian food for all of us. And yeah, to echo kind of what Natalie had just said, maybe although a long day, a great day.
Yeah.
A lot of cool hangs. Everybody in the back is hysterical and a lot of fun, and it's been pretty easy from start to, I think the most difficulty we had in the whole thing was just getting through the service entrance, maybe. So all in all, really good time.
And going back to you were saying, Andy, that you play in or any kind of thing, kind of like where you're needed or whatever, and even Erie last night, yeah. you played a show, you filled in with Erie, and I know Chad, drummer of Erie, is watching right now, because I've been secretly texting him on my phone over there. But not only have Erie done this show, but you also played with the Snorts, who had done this show. And
yep.
I don't know if you even knew that.
I did,
but,
yes.
Yeah. But I guess I want to stress the importance to me about why I chose who I chose to come, because it wasn't an arbitrary just whoever can do it. So I obviously Camtron, Cameron is a good friend of mine. He's such a nice guy, but you two, you strike me as just professionals and people that really take it seriously. I know you're giving me the eyes, but like, or at least you take it seriously, you know? And that's kind of what I really wanted when I brought down here, is people that were going to appreciate the experience, that were going to give it, I guess, their all. And I think, you know, even though I don't really normally have questions, but I guess what is your, I'll ask you specifically, Natalie, just because, you know, I had to put you on the spot, but what is your, like, I don't want to say motivation, but I guess, yeah, kind of like, what is your motivation to put in all the work that it takes to do everything that it takes to be in a band?
Well, I just love writing. I really, really love writing. And I've found myself loving writing more and more lately, because I feel like the less I post on social media, the better I am at writing. And I feel like I've been like behind the scenes, just like putting everything down in notes. But just this day, it feels really special because, like, I don't know in what context I would ever be doing this in. Besides this and the fact that the different genres that are here, it's very cool to me, because although I know Camtron 5000 and love him, but I would have never, I don't even know if I would have ever met the other people, and they are 20 minutes away from me in all different directions, and it's just really cool. And I mean, also back there strategizing how to like up our artistic experience with like making music videos, and like they all have really cool music videos, but it's just really good for my heart to be able to meet other musicians and see their journey and see what everybody's going through. But I love writing, and I really need, I enjoy performing, but it does scare the crap out of me. So here we are having a day.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if performing scares you, you know, live TV should be easy. You know, all the lights and the people looking at you.
He's gonna walk in any second.
Yeah, right. So I guess kind of like the same question for you, Andy. Like, you know, what motivates you to, you know, and you're obviously not committed, but you spread yourself out
Quite a bit, yeah.
quite a bit,
Yep.
which, you know, a lot of times, I mean, I'm in one band, and that commitment, you know, takes a lot. So I guess what keeps you going, man?
Oh man, the need to try everything. I think, like, I as much as I like the idea of kind of putting myself into a genre or like a box and playing in that, or, you know, adjacent to it, I really like the thought of being able to take any gig. Or it's not just out of, you know, it's not a business move, it's a passion move. Like I said in there, like it's seldom that even in the same week, if you ask me what I'm listening to, or you were to be able to check out my Spotify and see what I've, you know, Spotify, but what I've been on, like, it's so different from week to week. And I think if I had to only ever do one thing, I would get kind of bored,
Right,
a little bit. And I don't know if that's like an ADHD thing or what, probably. So that's been a lot of it. And I also just, I feel like every time I see new music, especially around here, like Natalie was saying today, I didn't even, unfortunately, I didn't know a lot of the people that were here, and I have added all of them on Spotify already. You guys have all been saved to my liked songs, all your stuff. So I guess I'm as equally motivated by other people around me being creative and making music that I forget that I like a lot sometimes, and I hear somebody else do it and I'm like, oh man, that's really cool, I want to play that. And then if I'm lucky at all, somebody calls me for a gig.
And, you know, being that this is a multi-genre show, and that's not something, you know, and I don't even know if like the business model would necessarily work, but I personally would love to see multi-genre shows constantly. Like, I think there's enough room, and I think it kind of goes back to like what you were saying, Natalie, is that there's all these great bands, and even though you may not be in the same genre, like, you're still community members, and you're still, you're still doing the same thing, even if it's just a different outlet. So do you think that there's a place for multi-genre shows in our music scene?
Obviously.
Affirmatively, yes.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think a lot of people are thinking about it a lot more now, which is great. I know there's like a lot of events, like Troy Pride was talking a lot about all the people who were helping Troy Pride with setting up like events and stuff, we all happen to be the same genre, but our goal there was like, we need everybody involved. It's so important. And also like these people who are liking our music, they'll probably definitely like somebody else that's here too. So it's really nice that, and tonight especially, them being able to watch from their own home. Right. So that's really awesome.
And I guess, Andy, being that you obviously like to play several different genres, like to kind of add to that, like, what do you think like we can do to, I guess, have more multi-genre shows, like to create like, the idea that it is a community that we're building and it doesn't necessarily have to be the same music. Do you have any ideas on what we could do, or is that just did I ask a tough question?
On the spot. Here's how you plan a multi-genre show. Ready? Take notes. Get your notebooks out. All right. So, no. I do agree that I think there should be more of them. 100%. As far as doing it, man, it's like, I don't know. I don't want to say this and assume that it doesn't come from the same place for anybody, right? But like, I feel like if people just kind of lower their shoulders and were like, wait, I like that sound. I like this sound. Why don't we all put a bill together? Right. Why don't we find a venue that accommodates like all of the stuff that we like to do and stack the bill in a way that, either progresses or, ebbs and flows in a way that makes sense. I mean, I don't think the idea of a playlist on a streaming service or a mixtape CD is new to anybody, right? And like, I don't know what your guys' ones look like, but mine are pretty all over the place. So it definitely can be done.
He's got a point there.
Like it's. I think it's less about like, oh, would it work? It would work. It would definitely work. It's just about how do you structure it in a way that makes the night. You're not even paying attention to the fact that so much has changed musically throughout the course of the evening. Does that kind of answer?
Yeah. That absolutely answers. That's a great answer. So Natalie and Andy, I want to thank you not only for talking to me doing the post game thing, but for all the work that you did to be here, because it wasn't an easy ask. And when I was telling the band, I'm like, yeah, it's a 10-hour day and it's a lot of sound checks, a lot. So I really appreciate it. So go check out Little Saints, and I guess that is it. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Man. Appreciate it.
All right. And I guess we're going to throw it right over back to Christian.